The work week. Hey, you're almost at the end of the work week. For those of us who work on and off over 7 days, I guess it really doesn't matter. But anyway, hope you're having a good week so far, whether you work from home, you don't work, you travel to work every day, you're part-time. I just hope it's all going good. Today's message, I'm reading on the fly because I just came back from the gym and here we go. This is it. Theoretically, the sound should be good. I tested my microphone. It's called a snowball. It's a blue snowball. I guess it is round, so it could be a snowball. Anyway. Forgive and stay open to love. Forgive and stay open to love. Lewis B. Smedes. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and to discover that the prisoner was you. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and to discover that the prisoner was you. And Ernest Holmes, this is actually from the Science of Mind magazine, December 2018. So it's a reprint of something Ernest Holmes said since he had been long gone from the planet in 2018. He says, we're all human beings and we all have made mistakes. We all carry an unconscious burden of guilt, and we all need a simple sense of being forgiven. And the important thing there is that even though we may not consciously think we feel guilt, deep in our subconscious, Ernest Holmes is saying that pretty well most of us have got this unconscious burden of guilt, which actually works on our everyday thoughts and feelings and our actions. And this is Rev Ron Fox, who says, years ago, my wife and I took our youngest son to the Los Angeles Holocaust Museum. After we toured the museum, we heard a survivor of the German concentration camps speak. When she completed her presentation, I began to ask her if she could forgive. Before I could get all the words out, she said, Before I could get all the words out, she actually finished my question for me. She said, you want to know if I can forgive? Of course I can. If I had not, the hate would have destroyed me. Forgiveness is the inner act of making peace with the past. Rabbi Erwin Kula notes that in a Gallup poll, 94% of the respondents said that forgiveness is one of their central values. Yet, only 48% said they have had a forgiveness experience. Rabbi Kula asks how that can be. Forgiveness is an act of self-healing. It is not forgetting. We can forgive and still remember. It does not condone evil acts. It is a conscious choice. It's a process and not a one-time event. Jesus said we should forgive 70 times 7. That means continually and without ceasing. I'll come back to this in a second. Holmes said this is a way of saying that forgiveness is eternal and ever available. Who among us has never fallen short? Or for that matter, lived a perfect life? Gerald Jampolsky writes, forgiveness is letting go of whatever we think people, the world, God, the deity, the divine has done to us, as well as whatever we think we've done to them. When we forgive, our hearts stay open to love. When he's saying that, Jesus says, forgive 70 times 7, in Middle Eastern thought, Middle Eastern expressions, they use a lot of hyperbole. So in other words, if your eye sins, pluck it out, etc. These kind of things. They're not meant to be taken literally. And 7 was a significant number. So 70 times 7 was just a huge number, which in effect meant forever. So in other words, we forgive forever. Remember the old thing about pointing the finger. When you point a finger at yourself, there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. And I know that, at least in the expressions I've had in religion, that a lot of people have got a lot of grievances against the way they were treated by the church. And that could be any expression of the church. The church, I'm saying, is all of Christianity. In my particular case, I was taught by nuns and priests. And a lot of you have heard me say I was taught by the Sisters of No Compassion and the Fathers of Divine Retribution. Now, obviously, I'm being partly silly, but in actual fact, there was a lot of corporal punishment going on. But the main thing I came away with was guilt. And it took several years, no, it took quite a few years for my wife to more or less get most of the guilt away from me, because, my mother often made me feel guilty about trivial things. And because she was a single parent, she threatened me with, you do that again, I'll send you to the priest. You do that again, I'll get the nuns to talk to you. And hey, that was a big deal. But getting back to this idea of forgiveness, 99 times out of 100, the only person who really knows all that unforgiveness is going on is you. Yeah, sometimes other people may know, but they don't know what's going on inside you. So the person that you're hurting most when you don't forgive is, as is implied in this reading, it's yourself. I mean, it really is self-punishment. So just from a logical standpoint, never mind a spiritual standpoint, it really makes sense to forgive. It isn't easy. And as Rev Ron Fox and others point out, forgiveness doesn't mean that you forget what happened. It doesn't condone things. If somebody's relative is killed by somebody and that person goes to court, you see two ways that the relative responds. Some of them come out with statements like, well, I hope you rot in hell. And others, the complete opposite. They say, I forgive you. I don't forget what you've done, but I forgive you. And they say, and that's a conscious choice. Does it still hurt? Yes. But I've decided I don't want to hurt myself any more than I have already, so I forgive you. And there's a great sense of relief comes with it. And the other thing is, to most people who watch this, I'm preaching to the choir. So to me and to you, to most people, it's simply a reminder. Let's forgive, but not necessarily forget. In this moment, I open my heart to the world. In this moment, I open my heart to the world. That's a pretty good affirmation. I let go of any resentment I've been carrying for anyone who hurt me or for anyone whom I might hurt. I let go of any resentments I've been carrying for anyone who hurt me or for anyone whom I may have hurt. I'm at peace. And then the last one pretty well says it all. I'm at peace. If you think about a particular situation, you can say, I forgive, I'm at peace. I forgive, and I'm at peace. That would be my affirmation. I forgive, and I'm at peace. And I do forgive, and I am at peace, and I claim that peace for everyone who's watching this broadcast. So hopefully later today, I will do another back reading to catch up. Until then, I'm going to say namaste.